What is up, YouTube? It is Ian Victor, and I'm back at it again with another video, man. Just here to spread knowledge, love, and positivity, and the truth. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves spiritually, mentally, and physically, and I hope you guys are in great spirits in these crazy times that we are currently living in. All right, it's just gonna be me today, and I was just thinking through my mind throughout the day today, and one of the things that I keep coming back on is 2020 and how it messed up a lot of people and how it's affecting today's society. Like, I'm still trying to figure out the title of the video, but I have to understand, and I literally got the sense that literally 5 years ago was like literally the beginning of the end for a lot of people on a mental level. Now, let's go back 2015 through 2019. I mean, hey, everybody was having a good time. Everybody, was having fun, partying, getting money, you know, eating a lot of steak dinners, you know, eating steak and lobster, you know, doing pranks on YouTube, playing sports or whatnot. I mean, everybody was just having a good time. Hell, even myself. I was still a teenager growing up. I was like at the end of my 8th grade year going into being a freshman in high school and everything. But then 2020 came around. First 2 months, everybody was still kind of like doing the same thing like they were back in 2015 through 2019. But at the same time, they threw a lot at us. December of 19, you had a celebrity like Juice WRLD ended up passing away. Then 2020, you had Kobe Bryant, and his daughter unfortunately passed away. Then earlier in January of 2020, you start having the World War III rumors and all that going on. And then February of 2020, you started to hear about C-19. But that was like towards like the end of February, which we gonna get to that in a minute. But then you had Pop Smoke ended up getting killed in LA. I think like that was like the only thing that literally came out of that month, you know. But then March of 2020 comes. Everything is shutting down. The whole world is shutting down. Sports is now being paused. You literally had the whole world, like all the states going on lockdown. Schools is closing. Churches are shutting down. You literally had, you know, restaurants, fast food, gas stations, like all places literally had to adapt in a way. And then they started to introduce us to these masks, which I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I literally did not like wearing no mask. Like I literally like one time I went to the mall, right? It was like I say about like at least July. I went to an Apple store and they tell me to put my mask over my nose. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, cause I can't. I literally just cannot breathe. And then they said like, if you don't, then we're gonna have to ask you to leave. And then I literally told the guy, I was like, hey, If I'm gonna have to leave, you're gonna ship me my MacBook to my house. What you want to do? So that was the end of that. So now 2020 and all these lockdowns is happening and everything. Still, while like all the lockdowns was happening, a lot of people really started to think. A lot of people, started to question just everything. From reality. About life in general. It gave a lot of people time to think, but at the same time, you had children learning. You had children going to school on a computer. Like, children were more productive in the classroom in school than they are on the computer. And why y'all gonna say Ian? Why do you say that? Because one, children can be more social with each other and engage with the teacher while the teacher is trying to teach. While on a computer via Zoom, it's pretty hard because children are not engaged as much, and literally children are literally having to see a screen damn near almost 10 hours a day while they have to do school via Zoom. And then when children had to go back to school a few months, no, I say about late 21, early 22, they weren't really the same. Like, it was in a way that they weren't even being as social as much. Like, it kind of broken them in a way. Like, it really affected them. Because, back when I was growing up and everything, hell, we used to go outside, have fun, go hoop, throw football, play soccer, go play hide, go seek. We did everything when I was growing up. Climbing on trees, going ding dong ditching. Like, it was like a form of connecting with other people. But nowadays, I hardly don't even really see that as much. I hardly ever see it. Yeah, I see children outside in school during like their recess period and everything like that. But it's not really the same. It just really isn't. And today's society, one of the things that 2020 did, not all people, but most just stopped thinking critically and logically anymore. When it came to like, the C-19s, the election, like these political parties, like it just got to a point where it's just like a lot of people just threw their critical thinking and their logical thinking up out the window and literally would just be like, okay, if you got the best solution, we will listen to you no matter what. And we will defend you no matter what without even literally critically thinking. Like that's what 2020 did. 2020 literally took the critical thinking and the logical thinking up out of the window. 2020 literally affected the kids. And y'all gonna say, Ian, How did all of that happen? Because we're seeing it in 2025. We're seeing the effects of it. Children crashing out, children not listening to authorities, children crashing out on school teachers, crashing out on principals. I mean, you got people out here keying other people's cars. Hell, you literally got people out here attacking other people based on their political beliefs. Hell, you literally got people out here willing to crash out behind Donald Trump. You got people out here literally wanting to crash out about, you know, the Democrats. You got people out here willing to crash out about MAGA. Like, it got to a point where people within a millimeter of a second are willing to crash out without thinking about the consequences. And what I also will say is a lot of these jobs is evolving, but we gonna get to that in another video itself. But what I wanted it to say is a lot of people are not right in the head. Ever since 2020 until this day, a lot of people's not been right in the head. They've not been right critically. They've not been right on a logical level. I mean, you're literally seeing the effects of it like today. You literally are. And it's very, very sad. But also at the same time, it is a learning thing. What I say, why I say that is because many people should take at least an hour of their day being alone, focusing on clearing their mind, being at peace, being connected with one, being connected with nature, being connected with themselves, connecting with their higher self. I mean, you got, a lot of people doing that, but the majority of them are just losing their minds. Like they're having mental breakdowns, they're crashing out. Like it's very very crazy. You got crime going up at an all-time high, suicide rates going up at an all-time high, robberies going up at an all-time high. Emotions are through the roof. Like, when I look back at 2020, I will say it was a chaotic year for a lot of people, especially up here on a mental level, because when all of that happened, it was just like a lot of people were just checked out in the head. People were just checked out on a mental level. And the par- the parents aren't making it any better, because you got kids acting like the parents, and you got the parents acting like the kids. Like, did the roles reverse or something? Hold on, man. Let me get a drink. Let me get a drink of my sparkling water here, because I mean, how long can I go? I'm not drinking any liquor. I promise you. I don't know if y'all be able to see it, but it's this Mountain Valley uh sparkling water. I was supposed to get the cases for the spring water, but for some reason I did not read the box. And nor did I ask an employee if this was sparkling or spring water. Myself literally just went and just grabbed the box assuming it was spring water, but then when I came home over the weekend and I opened the box and then realized, oh, this is not spring water. This is actually sparkling water. But it's actually pretty good, you know. But hey, before I end this video, I would just say this 2020 is a year that future generations are going to ask about. What I would tell them was it was the beginning of a transitional period where the old world that we once knew was gone, while a new world was being ushered in. And that's all I have to say, for this video. You know, if you all like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I literally have been seeing, right? I've been getting a lot of views, but the likes are not adding up. So I would ask you this one thing: hit the like button. That's all I ask. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That's all I ask. And plus, it's for free. So I'm going to go ahead and end that right there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. My social medias are down in the description down below. So next time, I am signing out.